Hey everybody, Tommy here. Okay, last video. This is my top 10, period. All comic books. I've narrowed it down to 10, and you're going to see my favorite comic books for 2024. Again, this is always difficult because there's so many amazing comic books I could have put in there. That top five normally is the top five that probably is not going to change too much, but those bottom five could easily be flipped out with another five amazing comic books. There's just a lot of good stuff that happened, specifically on the indie side. I've had so much fun, but I'm really enjoying everything comics in 2024. I hope you had a great 2024 when it comes to comics as well. But here is my top 10, period. Big two, indie, all of it put together. Here's my top 10. I hope you enjoy. And before I go, one last reminder 11 days ago on our Kickstarter for Kingsville issue number 3, we would love your support. Head over to King's Kickstarter right now. Get your issue of Kingsville locked in. The link will be below. We made it really easy for you. Head over there. We would love your support. All right. Without further ado, here is my top 10 comics for 2024. Thanks, everybody. Happy New Year. Hello, everybody. Tommy here, World at War Comics, and here is my overall top 10 comics of 2024. These are always the most difficult things to do. You've seen my top 10 for Marvel, you've seen my top 10 for DC, you've seen my top 10 of Independence. I put them all together. I got my top 10 comics of 2024. So, without further ado, here we go, starting with number 10. And my number 10 is going to be Space Ghost by David Pepose. Absolutely incredible. Jonathan Lau on art. As I mentioned before, man, this is Batman in space. It is so incredible. Like I knew of Space Ghost. I remember the cartoons. I don't remember watching a ton of them, but I know I've seen some of them. I think this is a character everyone knows of, but knows nothing about. And David Pepose is really digging into the lore, really helping us understand who Space Ghost is. And I love his sidekicks that he has picked up and adopted. This book is fire, man. If you're not reading this, you're making a huge mistake. This is my top 10 for 2024. All right. My number 9 is going to be Jeremy Adams with Will Conrad on art, Flash Gordon. This was obviously in my top 10 for Independence, but this title has been so much fun, man. Jeremy Adams is just killing it no matter what he writes. I love everything. Even the little short for the Penguin was incredible. I'm just a big fan of his, and I think he has an incredible bright future at DC Comics and on the indie scene. But Flash Gordon is a lot of fun. If you're not real familiar with Flash Gordon, he really dives into each of the characters. And by the time you hit issue 4, you know everybody. It's incredible. The art by Will Conrad is just next level. What a talent. But that is my number 9. All right. My number 8 is going to be Mark Miller Nemesis. I love Nemesis. I don't know about you, but this character is so awesome, man. It is, again, we saw Batman in space. This is Batman if he had guns and just killed everybody in his way and he was a villain. I absolutely love it. This new season of Nemesis, he gets a sidekick and just adds a lot of amazing story to Nemesis. But this is a fun comic. If you're not reading this, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. It is awesome. All right, so that's my number 8. Here comes number 7, and that is going to be Rick Remender, Max Fiamora with the Sacrificers. Absolutely incredible, man. Like I said, the first 5 issues, I'm like tearing up. It's really sad what's going on. You start to see the corruption that's taking place amongst those who are in power, and then all of a sudden, everything takes a turn, and you will not be disappointed. Sacrificers is absolutely incredible. Pick this up, Rick Remender rarely lets me down. I love his writing, and no doubt that is one of those ones that I enjoy. All right, here's number 6 right here, and that is going to be Philip Kennedy Johnson, Nick Klein on art, The Incredible Hulk. Absolutely love this series. It's been so much fun. That darker, grittier side of the Hulk, his long hair, his sidekick has really added a lot of value to the storytelling. Philip Kennedy Johnson is at the top of his game, and Nick Klein just does horror so good. But check this out, The Incredible Hulk. You should be reading this. I think this is the best comic. I like Fantastic Four, but the best comic at Marvel right now for me, personally, is The Incredible Hulk, and it is fire, man. All right, now we get into the top 5. Again, so hard to do, but here we go. My top 5, starting with number 5, is going to be Marco Checchetto, Jonathan Hickman, the ultimate Spider-Man, everything that we've been asking for as Peter Parker Spider-Man fans with Mary. You gotta be checking this out, man. Obviously, this is an Elseworlds type story, so a lot of the characters play different roles. But man, this is a lot of fun. I wish there was a little more action, which I think we're gonna get. But Jonathan's doing such an amazing job setting up this world. But if you're not reading this, you're making a huge mistake. Ultimate Spider-Man should be on your pull list. So that's my number five. All right, now we get to number four. Number four is going to be Mr. Daniel Warren Johnson, Transformers. I am having so much fun with this comic book. I feel like I'm a kid in front of my TV on a Saturday morning watching Transformers all over again. His art was amazing. I understand he's doing a lot of other things and he can't do the art moving forward. Actually, the art's been great even without Daniel Warren Johnson, but those first was it 6 issues that we got or 10 issues that we got with him on writing duties and on art? What a treat, man. We were spoiled, but this title is so much fun. If you're not checking out everything Skybound is doing right now with the Energon universe, what is wrong with you, man? Void Rivals, G.I. Joe, everything about it has been a lot of fun. Check out Transformers. All right, now we get into the top three. Again, very difficult to decide, but here we go. My number three is going to be Rook Exodus. Jeff Johns, Jason Fabak. What an incredible artist he is. The detail that goes into each one of these characters with Rook and all the rest of them is so, excuse me, so amazing. I can understand why he's taken a little bit of break to kind of catch up before we get into the rest of this series, because the art is just next level. The character designs are next level. I mean, Jason's an amazing artist, but this is definitely his best work in my book. I love him as an artist. He is incredible. A great person too. And then Jeff Johns is my favorite writer probably of all time. Um, and I've loved everything he's ever done. And boy, has he taken Ghost Machine with all those other amazing creators to another level, man. If you're not following Ghost Machine, if you're not collecting everything that they're doing right now, there is not a bad book. I'm absolutely loving this. All right, my top two, here we go. I'm going with number two is going to be, drum roll please, Conan the Barbarian. Absolutely love this comic book. Jim Zub is at the peak of his game right now, really leading Titan Comics and heroic signatures with everything that they're doing over at Titan with Conan the Barbarian, the Savage Sword, and all the spin-offs. And we're gonna get more, man. Fans are obviously digging this. And if you're not reading Conan the Barbarian, what is wrong with you? Obviously, I love the old school Roy Thomas. I have a lot of those comic books. I've always enjoyed it. But I'm telling you, Robert E. Howard is actually doing the writing through Jim Zub. When you read Jim Zub's current line, man, it's as close to having Robert E. Howard write stories as you could get. And I hope that's a compliment for Jim Zub because as fans, right, especially fans that have been reading comics for a long time, when you start changing a lot of things, we notice right away Jim Zub is making minor tweaks, newer stories, but it has that feel as if Robert E. Howard is doing it, and that is very difficult to do, and he has killed it, man. Absolutely incredible, man. All right. My number one comic, you probably already know it because if you follow me, you know what big fan I am of Green Lantern, but it's going to be Jeremy Adams, Green Lantern. This has been so much fun. It is, man, the art from Hermonico Montos, all about it. It has been a lot of fun, but man, if you're not reading Green Lantern, you better check yourself. What Jeremy Adams is doing is very similar to what Jim Zub has done with all the spinoffs, partnering with Philip Kennedy Johnson and his amazing run of War Journal with John Stewart, and then bringing those two characters together, Civil Core, everything that he's doing right now when it comes to Green Lantern and building around that is absolutely incredible. I cannot wait for his Aquaman coming out January 8th. But my number one comic book of 2024 was Green Lantern by DC Comics, written by Mr. Jeremy Adams, art by Montos Hermonico. Absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts. Did you feel the same when it comes to this comic book? What was your top number one? I would love to hear that, but this is my top 10, and I hope you have a very safe New Year's, and we will talk soon, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.